Thank you for joining me on this Wednesday. Meteorologist Brian Shields. I want to get into that developing system sitting offshore, which can become Owen. The high seas that some of us are going to see in parts of the Caribbean, really high seas. I'll dive into that. But this is a map I want to show you. I do like to get to good news as well. I don't do this channel for clickbait or anything like this. Here's some good news. So this here, a lot of crazy colors. You see the red shading. This is the water vapor. All you need to know about that is this is a snapshot of the mid to upper levels of the atmosphere. So what's going on above our heads in this red shading you're seeing here, that is some dry air, and that's what a lot of us need. It does translate to what's going on at the surface. Point being, a lot more sunshine on the way for a lot of us. Still some of the clouds streaming in here, parts of Trinidad and Tobago, very close to St. Lucia and just to the south, but at least that rain chance is lower. So I want to get to a lot of good news in the forecast as we go throughout this video, as I take you through this video. Right now, a few showers starting to bubble up near Honduras and Belize. I've been watching some near Costa Rica, Panama. ABC Islands, we're going to get a little more active. Still watching over toward Guyana, northern Venezuela, Suriname for that chance of rain, and then Jamaica, Cayman Islands. I'll show you a higher chance of rain as we take you through it. Here's the model, and again, I'm going to get to that developing system in a second that could become Owen, but here's today. This is 1 o'clock. Scattered showers and storms, Western Caribbean. As we get into the Eastern Caribbean, Guyana, on the edge of Trinidad and Tobago. Keep me posted on what's going on in the comments section. We're going to be right on the edge of stuff in Trinidad and Tobago. Still some of the extra clouds you're seeing. The white on the map, that's the cloud cover. Now with this system offshore that is getting stronger, it kind of spins in a few fast moving showers. So the Bahamas, Haiti, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, Virgin Islands, some spotty showers, but here in the Western Caribbean, Jamaica included, Cayman Islands, parts of Cuba, back through Honduras and Belize, scattered showers and storms, and today picking up a little bit. Aruba, Curacao, Bonaire, you could see some rain in some spots. I'll monitor that. All right, let's flip over. Let me get you forward in the forecast. This here, this is Thursday in the afternoon. Now, some of the same stuff we're going to see today. So you can see the areas of green, which would be the rain. We have this bigger storm system offshore, the flow around it generally out of the north. That is going to kick up the seas. I'll get into those very impressive seas in a second. But again, a few spotty showers as we get through the Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, north side of the Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, British and U.S. Virgin Islands, Anguilla, Antigua and Barbuda, St. Kitts and Nevis, and Montserrat. We'll see a chance of some rain. Not as much Martinique, Dominica, southward. Now, as we get through into the end of the week, this is by Friday, you still see that higher chance of rain in spots. Others, not a whole lot. So St. Lucia, Barbados, passing shower possibility. That'll be it. Still with that system moving well offshore, some fast moving showers. But the focus of the rain again, as we get into Friday, you see this anywhere from the Bahamas through Cuba, Jamaica, no washout, but scattered showers and storms, so isolated flooding will be a possibility. And still, look at Guyana, still some rain, spotty shower Friday as we get over toward Trinidad. That will be a possibility. But there's that flow kind of out of the north and then eventually northwest, bringing in some fast-moving showers in the northeastern Caribbean as we get into Friday. Now, let me break that down as promised. Look at this big spin. Today and tomorrow are the days that this can wrap up into a named system. Still a wait and see on that. Look at this cloud cover. Look how this ties in all the way into South America. We get back through Venezuela. Look at these clouds, this big kind of comma shape right here. This is what could become the next named system. Up here in the United States, these are the fronts. And as I mentioned a few weeks ago, that you get these fronts that work across past Bermuda, and sometimes the tail end of them can spin up. And that's exactly what happened with this one, and that's why this is spinning up. So let me break it down forward. Here's the Central Atlantic. Again, this system is not coming to the Caribbean. Here are the Azores. Got a little system nearby right now. This is really going to kind of make its way, just like I showed you yesterday, just to the northwest of the Azores. Here's Ireland, United Kingdom, France, Spain, Portugal. You get toward Morocco, and you see here, this is what I'm watching. It could become a subtropical storm. Still a chance it becomes a hurricane, but either way, it's a big wind maker, and you can see it here. Let me stop the clock on Friday. This is Friday midday. The bulk of this action right here, but you get kind of the east side flow of it, and that is going to wrap some moisture into the Azores. So we'll get some gusty winds, watching out for some rain on Friday. Now, as we get, I jumped ahead. Let me jump back. As we take get through it. Now I'm going to have to go back to Wednesday. Hang with me. I want to get to this. It's important. I don't know why I jumped ahead there. So again, let me reset the stage for you. Here are the Azores, and you see again this system that's not it's not the system we're seeing that we're going to see down the road, but this is the bigger system. Okay, so it's still back to the west of the Azores. Now, as we get it out in time, you could watch it moving its way back off to the northwest. Sorry, I clicked ahead there. I'm sorry about that. Here, let me stop it here again. This is Friday midday to reset the stage for you. You see this system here. The rain we're seeing in Portugal and Spain, that's not tied to this system, although it's a very active pattern for parts of Western Europe this time of year with these fronts that are moving in, and I know we've got to chill in some other spots. Now, let me bring it to the weekend. This is Saturday evening. You see the core of the system to the northwest of the Azores, what I was talking about, but then you see this moisture kind of swinging in, kind of pinwheeling around, and this is what could clip by Portugal and Spain. So Azores, we could see some of the worst weather on Friday, but the bulk of it to the north. Now, the latest indications from what I'm seeing, I don't just look at the models, I look at kind of the environment as a whole, is that this is by Sunday and early next week. This kind of may spin itself out a little bit in the North Atlantic, which is better news. Instead of just kind of taking a line right toward Portugal, Spain, or France, may kind of sit there north of the Azores, which would allow it to weaken a little bit, but eventually whatever this is will kind of make its way, just depending on how things tie in with the jet stream, back to Western Europe. So I'll keep an eye on that. So watching the Azores, watching Western Europe for you. All right, now let me get to the seas. So here we are in the Caribbean, Central America, South America. Here's Jamaica, here's Cuba, Haiti, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico right there. This is kind of a detailed map I want to show you. This is late this week, so Thursday into Friday. Now, these color codings, I wanted to break it down. So here's Puerto Rico, for example, okay? So this green shading right on the north shore of Puerto Rico, where it typically gets choppy for us, and on the north side of our islands in the northeastern Caribbean, the green here, that corresponds to seas of about 3 meters, okay? So 3 meters, that's about 10 feet. That could lead to overwash. What I mean by that is you'll see the seas rocking. If you live on the north shore, the north side of some of our islands, you'll see the seas rocking. And because they're so high in those typical spots, you get the overwash. We're going to see that. We're going to see things kind of with the seas building, some isolated flooding in areas, the coastal flooding. We're going to see coastal flooding out of this, even though that system is well offshore. And just offshore, not by a lot. So take Puerto Rico. Look at the yellow shading. We're talking about 4 meters, 13 feet, and really not too far offshore of Anguilla, 5 meters, 16 feet for those seas. So they're really going to build. And then I'm still watching over toward, just because these swells work in, look at Barbados, St. Lucia, Dominica, Martinique, Guadeloupe. We're going to see the higher seas, not as much as you get back toward St. Vincent and the Grenadines and Grenada. But you see, again, the yellow or the green shading here. Thursday, Friday in particular, higher seas. Still high seas on Saturday. But on Saturday, that's when things will start to back off. So let me get to some forecasts. Jamaica today, 86 degrees Fahrenheit, 30 degrees Celsius. Scattered storms, a mix of sun and clouds with us. Again, a little more active in Jamaica today, tomorrow, and Friday with some scattered storms. Winds northeast at 15, 24 kilometers an hour. Now, let me swing back towards St. Kitts and Nevis, 28 degrees Celsius. That's 82 degrees Fahrenheit. With the drier weather, some of our temps have dropped off, so you may be enjoying that. Partly cloudy skies, only a 20% chance of a passing shower today, St. Kitts and Nevis over toward Montserrat. Trinidad and Tobago, this is good news. 20% chance of a shower, generally more sunshine around, although I showed you some of those high clouds that will be streaming in, but overall pretty good shape. 83 degrees Fahrenheit, winds north, 24 kilometers an hour. All right, so back to that system in the Atlantic. If it does get a name, we're not in the hurricane season now. It ends November 30th, or it ended November 30th, but we still use the list from this year. We don't get the new list until the beginning of the new year. So, I mean, it's out there, but we don't use it. So we're still on the 2022 storm name list. So if that area gets a name, and again, this is to the, I know we have a lot of subscribers from Bermuda. This is all to the east. Bermuda, Owen is the next name on the list. Seas will be choppy, of course, for Bermuda too. They already are. So thank you for taking the time to subscribe. So many of you have shared this channel. I appreciate it. I've done my best in this video to not step on my puppy that is sitting right down here at my feet. So again, thank you for joining me. Thinking of all of you, please be careful with the higher seas through the end of the week. I'll give you those updates as needed, as always. Try to get to you every single day. Have a great day ahead.